We have now come to the final lesson of our English speaking course. Here, I am going to give you a list of some common errors that people make while speaking or writing English. Please go through these errors very carefully so you can avoid making these mistakes. I will give the wrong sentence as well as the correct sentence. I will also give you the reason why a particular sentence is wrong. That will help you remember it better. As I have been doing throughout this course, I will try to use as few grammatical terms as possible. Wrong, it's me. Right, it's I. Reason, a subject pronoun is needed in this sentence, hence, me is wrong. Wrong, is that him? Right, is that he? Reason, a subject pronoun is needed in this sentence, hence, him is wrong. Wrong, if I was him, I would have slapped her. Right, if I were he, I would have slapped her. Reason, an impossible situation, you cannot be him, so were is correct. Wrong, let you and I do this together. Right, let us do this together. Reason, you and I is us. Wrong, it was her whom everyone wanted to win. Right, it was she whom everyone wanted to win. Reason, a subject pronoun is needed in this sentence, hence, her is wrong. Wrong, this is him speaking. Right, this is he speaking. Reason, a subject pronoun is needed in the sentence, hence, him is wrong. Wrong, the results of the test surprised they. Right, the results of the test surprised them. Reason, an object is needed here, so they is wrong. Wrong, how far it is. Right, how far is it? Reason, the word order in a question is verb, subject, noun. Wrong, me and Joe saw it. Right, Joe and I saw it. Reason, a subject pronoun is needed in the sentence, hence me is wrong, and when I is one of the subjects, it always comes after the other subject. Wrong, between you and I, this movie is trash. Right, between you and me, this movie is trash. Reason, between you and me is the phrase. Wrong, it was her who called. Right, it was she who called. Reason, a subject pronoun is needed in the sentence, hence, her is wrong. Wrong, the people which cheated on the examination had to leave the room. Right, the people who cheated on the examination had to leave the room. Reason, which is not used for people. Wrong, there is someone in room 2 which would like to speak to you. Right, there is someone in room 2 who would like to speak to you. Reason, which is not used for people. Someone. Wrong, those of us who are 50 years old should have their blood pressure checked regularly. Right, those of us who are 50 years old should have our blood pressure checked regularly. Reason, us in the first part of the sentence, so it should be our and not their. Wrong, we wouldn't mind to wait. Right, we wouldn't mind waiting. Reason, when mind is followed by verb, it is always ing plus verb. Wrong, the streets are wet. It should have rained last night. Right, the streets are wet. It must have rained last night. Reason, must have is used to indicate a logical conclusion. Since the streets are wet, it is logical that it would have rained last night. Wrong, this line is busy. Someone should be using the telephone now. Right, this line is busy. Someone must be using the telephone now. Reason, must be is used to indicate a logical conclusion based on evidence. Since the line is busy, one can conclude that someone is talking. Wrong, he is taking a walk. He must have felt better now. Right, he is taking a walk. he must be feeling better now. Reason must be is used to indicate a logical conclusion. Since he is taking a walk, it can be concluded that he is feeling better now. Wrong. I don't know to use the catalog in a library. Right. I don't know how to use the catalog in a library. Reason. Avoid using to plus verb after know. Wrong. Until he came to the USA to study, he didn't know to cook. Right. Until he came to the USA to study, he didn't know how to cook. Reason. Avoid using to plus verb after know. Wrong. She was used to get up early. Right. She used to get up early. Reason. To talk about a past habit, use used to plus present tense verb. Wrong. You had better to hurry if you don't want to miss the bus. Right. You had better hurry if you don't want to miss the bus. Reason. You had better is always followed by the simple present tense verb. Wrong. I'd rather not to go on the picnic. Right. I'd rather not go on the picnic. Reason. I would rather is always followed by the simple present tense verb. Wrong. Let's get some of our money exchanged for dollars. Right. Let's get some of our money exchanged for dollars. Reason. Get it done. So get it is followed by past participle and not present or past tense verbs. Wrong. Professor Mathur let us to write the papers one by one. Right. Professor Mathur let us write the papers one by one. Reason. After let, use a present tense verb and not to plus verb. Wrong. Don't let that to bother you. Right. Don't let that bother you. Reason. After let, use a present tense verb and not to plus verb. Wrong. If my daughter is here, I would be very happy. Right. If my daughter were here, I would be very happy. Reason. An impossible situation. Your daughter is not here, so were is correct. Wrong. The facilities at the airport, including a new cafeteria, is among the best in the country. Right. The facilities at the airport, including a new cafeteria, are among the best in the country. Reason. The subject is plural, the facilities at the airport, so the verb also should be plural. Wrong. The production of different kinds of artificial materials are essential to the conservation of our natural resources. Right. The production of different kinds of artificial materials is essential to the conservation of our natural resources. Reason. The production is the actual subject of the sentence and it is singular, so verb must be singular. Wrong. The Chennai Kings win the championship this year. Right. The Chennai Kings wins the championship this year. Reason. Chennai Kings is the name of one team and hence singular, so the verb to will be singular only. Wrong. The guest of honor along with his wife and sons were seated in the front row. Right. The guest of honor along with his wife and sons was seated in the front row. The guest of honor is the actual subject of the sentence and it is singular. Hence, verb is also singular. Wrong. Jones, accompanied by his brother on the piano, were well received at the music festival. Right. Jones, accompanied by his brother on the piano, was well received at the music festival. Reason. Jones is the actual subject of this sentence and it is singular. Hence, verb is also singular. Wrong. The State University, the largest of the state-supported colleges, have more than 20,000 students on their campus. Right. The State University, the largest of the state-supported colleges, has more than 20,000 students on its campus. Reason. The State University is the actual subject of the sentence and it is singular. Hence, verb is also singular. Wrong. Everyone who majors in architecture and fine arts study history of art. Right. Everyone who majors in architecture and fine arts studies history of art. Reason: everyone is singular and hence the verb is singular. Wrong. Either of these buses go past the university. Right. Either of these buses goes past the university. Reason: either is singular and hence the verb is singular. Wrong. Neither Canada nor Mexico require that citizens of the United States have passports. Right. Neither Canada nor Mexico requires that citizens of the United States have passports. Reason: when two subjects are joined by the phrase either or, if both the subjects are singular, the verb is also singular. Wrong. The first two problems are difficult, but the rest is easy. Right. The first two problems are difficult, but the rest are easy. Reason: we are talking about many problems here. Wrong. When a lady gets off from a car, a man opens the door for her. Right. When a lady gets off a car, a man opens the door for her. Reason: you get off a bus, get off a taxi. From is not required. Wrong. I took you for another. Right. I mistook you for another. Reason: wrong vocabulary. Wrong. His faith has been shook. Right. His faith has been shaken. Reason: has been needs a past participle. Wrong. He dropped down into the water. Right. He dropped into the water. Reason: dropped itself means come down or fall down, so down is unnecessary. Wrong. Billiards are played by him every day. Right. Billiards is played by him every day. Reason: billiards is singular, name of one game, so verb should be singular. Wrong. Measles are an infectious disease. Right. Measles is an infectious disease. Reason: measles is singular, name of one disease, so verb should be singular. Wrong. Slabs of chocolate was given to the children. Right. Slabs of chocolate were given to the children. Reasons: slabs is the subject and it is singular, so verb should be singular. Wrong. Correctness in speaking and writing are essential to success. Right. Correctness in speaking and writing is essential to success. Reason: correctness is the subject and it is singular, so verb should be singular. Wrong. Where do your father-in-law live? Right. Where does your father-in-law live? Reason: father-in-law is the subject and it is singular, so verb should be singular. Wrong. The council have chosen its president. Right. The council has chosen its president. Reason: council is a collective noun and so it is singular. Wrong. The military were called out. Right. The military was called out. Reason: military is a collective noun and so it is singular. Wrong. A variety of pleasing objects charm the eye. Right. A variety of pleasing objects charms the eye. Reason: a variety is the subject and it is singular, so verb should be singular. Wrong. His influence over the last 10 years have grown considerably. Right. His influence over the last 10 years has grown considerably. Reason: his influence is the subject and it is singular, so verb should be singular. Wrong. Neither of the girls are at ease. Right. Neither of the girls is at ease. Reason: neither needs a singular verb. Wrong. 2/3 of the city are in ruins. Right. 2/3 of the city is in ruins. Reason: fractions need singular verb. Wrong. The plane is scheduled to arrive lately because of bad weather. Right. The plane is scheduled to arrive late because of bad weather. Reason, both late and lately are adverbs, but their meanings are different. Late, after the expected time. Lately, in the recent past. Wrong. Although he tried as hardly as he could not win the race. Right. Although he tried as hard as he could not win the race. Reason, both hard and hardly are adverbs, but their meanings are different. Hard, difficult. Hardly, almost not, or nothing. Wrong. It's cool now, but sometimes it gets warm. Right. It's cool now, but sometimes it gets warm. Reason, sometime and sometimes are two different words. Sometime, no specific time in future. Sometimes, occasionally. Wrong. We cannot longer tolerate your nuisance. Right. We can no longer tolerate your nuisance. Reason, no longer means not anymore, so not is unnecessary. Wrong. Since taxi fare from the airport can run as high to ₹600, I suggest you take a bus. Right. Since taxi fare from the airport can run as high as ₹600, I suggest you take a bus. Reason, as is the structure. Wrong. She will call you back as soon as she will finish dinner. Right. She will call you back as soon as she finishes dinner. Reason, the as to as structure is followed by a simple present tense verb only. Wrong. They occupied the new furnished rooms. Right. They occupied the newly furnished rooms. Reason, rooms is a noun. Furnished is an adjective. To qualify an adjective, only an adverb, newly, should be used. Wrong. He had near $10. Right. He had nearly $10. Reason, an adverb nearly is needed to qualify the verb had. Wrong. This rod is 3 foot long. Right. This rod is 3 feet long. Reason, 3 feet, so plural feet. Wrong. We have 20 rupee left. Right. We have 20 rupees left. Reason, 20, so rupees. Wrong. I hope I can lose 5 pounds before summer. Right. I hope I can lose 5 pounds before summer. 5. Reason, 5, so pounds. Wrong. Bread are expensive in the grocery store at the corner. Right. Bread is expensive in the grocery store at the corner. Reason, bread is singular. Wrong. If you open the door, air will circulate better. Right. If you open the door, air will circulate better. Reason, airs means put on behavior to impress others. Wrong. The army advanced forward rapidly. Right. The army advanced rapidly. Reason, advance itself means to move forward. So, forward is unnecessary. Wrong. He is down in the basement. Right. He is in the basement. Reason, basement is a part of a building that is below the ground. So, down is unnecessary. Wrong. He has 4 brother-in-laws. Right. He has 4 brothers-in-law. The plural of brother-in-law is not brother-in-laws, but brothers-in-law. Wrong. I know Mr. and Mrs. Dr. Rao. Right. I know Dr. and Mrs. Rao. Reason, it is Mr. Rao who is the doctor and not Mrs. Rao. Wrong. What is the remainder when you subtract 1, 2, 3 from 4, 5, 6? Right. What is the remainder when you subtract 1, 2, 3 from 4, 5, 6? Reason, what remains is a remainder. Reminder is a message that helps you remember something. Wrong. He turned a deaf ear to the advices of his teacher. Right. He turned a deaf ear to the advice of his teacher. Reason, there is no plural form for advice. Wrong. His hairs have turned grey. Right. His hair has turned grey. Reason, there is no plural form for hair. Wrong. Alms are given to the poor. Right. Alms are given to the poor. Reason, there is no plural form for poor people. Wrong. You must keep your words. Right. You must keep your word. Reason, keep one's word is the idiom. It means to do what one promises to do. Wrong. The Greeks were brave peoples. Right. The Greeks were brave people. Reason, there is no plural for people unless we are talking about the people of different countries. Example, the peoples of the world. Wrong. I have misplaced my spectacle. Right. I have misplaced my spectacles. Reason, spectacle and spectacles are two different words. Spectacle, a scene. Spectacles, glasses which aid in vision. Wrong. I saw many passerbys loitering at the scene of the accident. Right. I saw many passers-by loitering at the scene of the accident. Reason, the plural of passerby is passers-by. Wrong. The sun sheds its beams on the earth. Right. The sun sheds its beams on the earth. Reason, its is merely the short form of it is. The possessive of it is just its without the apostrophe. Wrong. He has 3 manservants. Right. He has 3 menservants. Reason, the plural of manservant is menservants. Wrong. The letter was short because there wasn't many news. Right. The letter was short because there wasn't much news. Reason, news is uncountable, hence many is wrong. Wrong. How much years have you been living in Kolkata? Right. How many years have you been living in Kolkata? Reason, years is countable, hence how much is wrong. Wrong. There are a small amount of Chinese restaurants in the city. Right. There are a small number of Chinese restaurants in the city. Reason, restaurants is countable, hence amount of is wrong. Wrong. There aren't enough cars for all of us to go. Right. There aren't enough cars for all of us to go. Reason, car is countable, and here we are talking about many cars, aren't? Hence it must be cars. Wrong. Do we have samosas enough for the party? Right. Do we have enough samosas for the party? Reason, enough as an adjective must come before the noun. Wrong. I don't have the enough information to make a decision. Right. I don't have enough information to make a decision. Reason, the adjective enough does not require the article before it. Wrong. This car isn't enough big to seat 4 people comfortably. Right. This car isn't big enough to seat 4 people comfortably. Reason, here enough is not an adjective. It gives extra meaning to the adjective big, and hence it qualifies the adjective big. In such cases, it has to come after this word. Wrong. Ramesh isn't enough old to enlist in the army. Right. Ramesh isn't old enough to enlist in the army. Reason, here also enough gives extra meaning to the adjective old, and hence it qualifies the adjective old, so it has to come after this word. Wrong. One of my roommates studies history, another studies business, and the another studies chemistry. Right. One of my roommates studies history, another studies business, and the other studies chemistry. Reason, one, another, the other. Organize 3 nouns consecutively, so after another, the other only must be used. Wrong. He drives so fast as no one likes to ride with him. Right. He drives so fast that no one likes to ride with him. Reason, so, that is the phrase. Wrong. Preparing frozen foods is too easy that anyone can do it. Right. Preparing frozen foods is so easy that anyone can do it. Reason, so, that. Wrong. It was so interesting book that he could not put it down. Right. It was such an interesting book that he could not put it down. Reason, like so, that, such, that is also used to show cause and result. We use such, that when the adjective and the noun come together. Interesting book. And we use so, that when they are apart. The book was so interesting that... Wrong. The lab is more far from the college than the library. Right. The lab is farther from the college than the library. Reason, the comparative form of far is farther and not more far. Wrong. The baddest accident in the history of the city occurred on the highway last night. Right. The worst accident in the history of the city occurred on the highway last night. Reason, the superlative form of bad is worst. Wrong. He drives more fast than she does. Right. He drives faster than she does. Reason, the comparative form of fast is faster. Wrong. Her qualifications are better than any other candidate. Right. Her qualifications are better than those of any other candidate. Reason, qualifications are not being compared with candidate. It is compared with qualifications, and instead of qualifications, use the pronoun those of, meaning qualifications of. Wrong. Professor Mehra's class is more interesting than Professor Nadkarni's. Right. Professor Mehra's class is more interesting than that of Professor Nadkarni. Reason, Professor Mehra's class is not being compared with Professor Nadkarni, but with his class. Instead of class, use the pronoun that of, meaning the class of. Wrong. The rooms in front are much noisier than the back. Right. The rooms in front are much noisier than those at the back. Reason, we are not comparing the rooms in front with the back, but with the rooms at the back. And instead of rooms, the pronoun those is used. Wrong. The choice is between a vanilla, strawberry, chocolate and mango ice cream. Right. The choice is among a vanilla, strawberry, chocolate and mango ice cream. Reason, we are talking about 3 flavors. Hence, between is wrong. Between is used only while talking about 2 things. Wrong. The votes are evenly divided among the Congress and the BJP. Right. The votes are evenly divided between the Congress and the BJP. Reason, we are talking about 2 parties only. Hence, among is wrong. Wrong. I have an appointment on the 5th of June. Right. I have an appointment on the 5th of June. Reason, 5 is a number, 5th is a date. Wrong. 2 spoonsful of tea is enough to make 2 cups of tea. Right. 2 spoonfuls of tea are enough to make 2 cups of tea. Reason, 2, so plural, spoonfuls. Wrong. I will choose the best of the 2. Right. I will choose the better of the 2. Reason, we are talking about 2 here. So, comparative degree adjective must be used. Wrong. The 2 first men are the strongest. Right. The first 2 men are the strongest. Reason. When a sentence has both ordinal numbers, first, second, fifth, 20th and so on, and cardinal numbers, 1, 2, 5, 20 and so on, put the ordinal number first and then the cardinal number. Wrong. Let's wait an year or 2 before we get married. Right. let's wait a year or two before we get married. Reason, year does not have a vowel sound. So, an is wrong. Wrong. Poverty of people in the rural areas is not as visible as that of people in the cities. Right. The poverty of people in the rural areas is not as visible as that of people in the cities. Reason, we are referring to the particular poverty of those people in the rural areas. So, the is needed. Wrong. How blue sky looks? Right. How blue the sky looks. Reason, article needed before names of unique subjects like sun, moon, sky, etc. Wrong. Musician was an old man. Right. The musician was an old man. Reason, we are referring to a particular musician here, an old man, hence the is needed. Wrong. Domino's Pizza is in 10th Street. Right? Domino's Pizza is on 10th Street. Reason, before the name of a street, use on. Wrong. The apartments in Hudson River are more expensive. Right? The apartments on Hudson River are more expensive. Reason, before names of rivers, use on. Wrong. Let's take our vacation in the coast instead of in the mountains. Right? Let's take our vacation on the coast instead of in the mountains. Reason, before coast, use on or along. Wrong. I would rather take classes on the afternoon. Right? I would rather take classes in the afternoon. Reason, before periods of the day, morning, evening, afternoon, use in. Wrong. The rainy season begins on July. Right? The rainy season begins in July. Reason, before names of months, use in. Wrong. The graduation ceremony is in August 20th. Right. The graduation ceremony is on August 20. Reason, along with the month, there is a date also here. So, on is used. Wrong. We came to Canada on 1987. Right? We came to Canada in 1987. Reason, before a year, use in. Wrong. Beside the Naidus, 3 more couples have been invited. Right? Besides the Naidus, 3 more couples have been invited. Reason, beside means at the side of. Besides means in addition to. Wrong. Despite of the heavy rain, the football match was not cancelled. Right. Despite the heavy rain, the football match was not cancelled. Or, in spite of the heavy rain, the football match was not cancelled. Reason, despite itself means in spite of. Wrong. John learnt not only to swim but also bungee jump. Right? John learnt not only to swim but also to bungee jump. Reason, to swim on one side needs to bungee jump on the other side of the conjunction, not only but also. Wrong. We are going to the concert and so do they. Right? We are going to the concert and so are they. Reason, the second part of the sentence means they are also going to the concert. Hence, a short form of this would be, so are they. Wrong. I am worried about it and also is he. Right. I am worried about it and so is he. Reason, to repeat the same idea in the latter half of a sentence in a concise manner, so is used and not also. I am worried about it. He is also worried. Wrong. I didn't know that the answer and he didn't neither. Right? I didn't know the answer and neither did he. Reason, neither itself is negative, so there is no need for didn't. Wrong. He borrowed money so he could complete his education. Right. He borrowed money so that he could complete his education. Reason, so that indicates reason. Wrong. I wonder when is her birthday. Right. I wonder when her birthday is. Reason. When is her birthday is not a question here, but part of the declarative sentence. In a statement, the subject comes first, her birthday, and the verb later, is. Wrong. Order any what you like. Right. Order whatever you like. Reason, any what is wrong. Substitute with whatever. Wrong. She is not only famous in India but also abroad. Right. She is famous not only in India but also abroad. Reason, in this sentence famous is common for the words India and abroad. Hence, it should be used before the phrase not only but also. Wrong. What is your good name? Right. What is your name? Reason, what is your good name is a typical Indian expression, literally translated from the Indian vernacular. Wrong. Professor Sam takes English classes. Right. Professor Sam gives English classes. Reason, the teacher gives and not takes classes. Wrong. It is raining outside. Right. Is it raining outside? Reason, in a question, the verb is comes first and then the subject it. Wrong. I am fine. Hope you are also same. Right. I am fine. Hope it is the same with you too. Or, hope you are also fine. Reason, hope you are same is an Indianism. Wrong. It is my humble request that you should give me the contract. Right. It is my request that you should give me the contract. Or, I request you to give me the contract. Reason, a request itself is humble. We have come to the end of this English course. Its curtains down. You have come a long way since you started as bumbling students, unsure of yourself, low on confidence. But this is not the end of the road for you, my friend. There is so much work for you out there. To hone the skills that you have picked up from me, you need to read a lot of English. Newspaper, magazines, novels, books, any printed matter. You need to listen to a lot of English on the radio, on television, on the net. You need to speak in English as much as you possibly can. And last but not the least, you need to write as much as you can. Essays, letters, notes, even an everyday note in your diary. And I will be there as a shadow watching you, correcting you whenever you go wrong, reminding you of a proper word to use in a situation, brushing up your grammar when the need arises. Come back to me whenever you are in doubt.